been how many years since we've seen each other?
Over 20.
And we reconnected. And what a small world that we're both following the same path. Milagros Day Worldwide is a nonprofit organization that focuses on personal and professional development. And we've been able to create so many different things and programs for women. It has helped me heal in ways that I did not know that I needed to heal. And one of my greatest things is reconnecting with my childhood friend and realizing that we're in the same path. Isn't that something?
Yes.
So,
correct.
What have you been up to, Margarita?
Oh, I've been up to a lot. I've been up to a lot. Working and just trying to give back as much as I can.
So what have you gotten from Milagros Day Worldwide? How have we been able to help you grow?
Oh, it's been an amazing experience. Let me just take you back to the 80s, where we were taught what goes on in the home stays in the home, where children didn't have a voice, where little girls were taught to be quiet and nice, and boys were taught to be strong and not to show any sort of emotion, where women were taught that men were stronger, so we had to obey their rules, and somehow we were less than them. My parents divorced when I was a year old. I was the youngest of 3 girls. My father remarried and had 2 more daughters and a son. Altogether, there was 5 girls and 1 boy. My father picked us up on weekends and holidays.
So how have you been able to overcome your traumas? What has helped you?
I was Daddy's little girl. We did everything together. He was my hero. All of that changed when I turned 13. You see, I was getting sexually abused by my biological father. And it went on for a year before I even told anyone. I finally confided in my sister, one of my older sisters. She knew things weren't right. She said, "Why don't you get in trouble? Why don't you ever have chores?" I had to explain to my sister why and what had been happening every time we went over to his house. You see, my sister was terribly shocked. You see, the man who was our hero and protector was destroying her baby sister in the worst way any man can. The next time we had to go to his house, I pleaded, I begged, I cried to my mom. I didn't want to go. She didn't understand why. Eventually I had to tell her. And she picked up the phone and she called him. And she told him what I had been saying. After that, a lot is a blur to me. But I do remember getting sent to the guidance counselor's office. I do remember going to court and being put in a room by myself and being questioned. I do remember never seeing my little sisters and brother again. At this point, I became emotionally broken. So many thoughts went through my mind. My hero is a 0. Why'd he do this to me? Didn't he love me? Why didn't she believe me? Why didn't she hold me in her arms and tell me that it was going to be okay? I suffered in silence for a very long time, and my innocence was taken away from me at a very young age. I felt alone and empty inside. I felt as if it was my fault. And instead of being treated as a victim, I was treated as an accuser. My protectors failed me. The system failed me. You know, in 1998, the Child Protective Council stated that 98% of sexual abuse cases, the children's statements were true. 98%. They state that if we react with disbelief, they may never tell their story again. and their suffering will only increase. Every 107 seconds, a sexual assault will occur. They state that some of the signs you can look for in a victim is when they go to bed fully clothed, when they have increased nightmares, self-destructive behavior, drug dependency, suicide attempts, consistently running away from home, sudden changes in behavior. This person used to be so happy, and now they're angry and defiant. When this child used to be an A student, and now they're a D student. When they feel that their body is ugly or dirty. You see, I've showed those signs between the ages of 15 to 18 years. And even though I was going through it, I still try to live a normal teenage life. I had a boyfriend. I still went to school. Even though my future wasn't first thing on my priority list. It was anywhere was better than being home. You see, what changed my life was 2 weeks before my high school graduation. I had a feeling I was pregnant. I went to the doctor. They did a sono. I remember the doctor telling me, oh, wow. And when I turned and I looked at that monitor, all I saw was a full-grown baby moving inside of me. You see, I didn't know this, but I was already 4 months pregnant. I decided that day that my life was going to change. And I was going to do everything in my power to make sure nothing ever happened to that baby. You see, my son saved my life. Abuse makes us question our personhood and our right to exist. But what I've learned was 4 steps to recovery. You forgive yourself. You be there for yourself when life gets rough. Accept yourself and connect with supportive people. Unconditional self-worth is the antidote to self-criticism, depression, shame, and anger. Shame shows your vulnerability, but is the most accurate amount of courage that you can have to succeed in life, to be the best version of yourself. Anger is a punishment we give to ourselves for somebody else's mistake. Forgiveness is not reconciliation, nor is excusing the offense. It's not forgetting about the pain or the past. And it is not sticking around for future maltreatment, whether it's from a boss, a partner, a parent, or a friend. Forgiveness for me was me releasing my resentment, taking back control of my life and my positive energy. Forgiveness is you making peace with that pain. It's not what you do for others, but what you do for yourself. Forgiveness is serving time for someone else's crime.
This is why we need your support, because we make this all possible. How did you get through this?
To any victim out there who's suffering, this is what helped me to be the amazing person that I am today. You have to feel the emotion. Don't force it, and don't rush it. You have to do the unthinkable, and you empathize. You live in the present. You don't take things for granted or personally. You have no expectations, and you learn from your experience. Be the hero of your story, because I know I am. Thank you.